Anyway then guys, Lambretta vlog time. Up Sandy Lane in oh, hey up. Come on baby. It's better. Yeah, so cheers for watching the last video guys, cheers for the comments and stuff. Got a message off Rick. Well, let's get to the top of this fucking hill. Don't like jumping into fourth on an hill this. And a message off Rick. Saying things to check on your scooter before you go out, or well before pre-season rally, pre-season checks if you want, which to me, to be honest, is a bit of a misnomer, because these checks are not, you know, it's just run-of-the-mill shit, things to keep an eye on, things that can go wrong. You know, things that might have come loose, shit like that. So, oh, to be honest, we might as well stop when we get a bit further on and have an actual look. Just didn't want to sit behind that guy. So, it's fairly well obvious, to be honest. Oh, so, what you want to be checking is cables. So take your side panel off, look at your cables, look at where they attach on. Wow. Where they attach onto the, you know, to the trunnions that are holding them into the selector and on the clutch thing. Obviously you can just do a visual on them, see if they look like they're frayed or if they're worn, or what they look like. A lot of this is pretty much going to be visual sort of inspection. Also, have a look at your, just check your tyres obviously. What the top tip for tipsters that Iron Man told me ages ago, which I have mentioned before, it's a good idea to swap, if you've got the same width tyres obviously on the front and back, is to swap them over occasionally, because your back tyre wears down quite a lot faster than your front one, because that's obviously where all the drive is. So that's always worth doing. It gets you a bit more life out your tyres, all that does. But you can also look for stuff like cracks or whatever. If it looks like it's cracking, then it's time to get a new tyre. It really is. Don't mess about and risk it and think, oh, it's only a little crack. Tyres are not meant to have cracks in them. So if you've got any of them, then it's new tyre time for you. Obviously, when it's always good to, like, I mean, this is kind of a do as I say, not do as I do, because it is a really good idea to try and keep your engine bay quite clean. And I know it's easier said than done on a scooter, but you want to have a look. You know, it enables you to visually inspect everything, and it's just a really obvious shit. Torque up the, you know, the nuts if there's anything looking like it's coming loose or it is loose or whatever. You can do that. You can swap and change them and check them. Let's have a little look. I can show you what I'm on about here. It's a bit better. So what I mean is, you know for a fact that car's going to go past now. So you can just visually check these are your cables obviously, where they attach on. Mine are fairly well newish. So they're all looking good nick. And in fairness, when I've actually ever had cables break, they've broken at this end, at the headset end. Now obviously checking them is quite a lot harder, because you've got to, you know, take the head off, check them. What I mean for sort of cracks in your tyres is obvious. It could be down side walls, you can just have little hairlines appearing. Just check shit's tight, man. Oh no. There we go. Yeah, you're also supposed to have a spare wheel on board at all times, and as you can see, mine is absent. But that's because the horn casting at the front, the threads have gone at the bottom. So whilst it stays on, it's not, the threads aren't strong enough to actually hold the spare wheel holder in place. So that needs doing. But there's always at a push, if you're out with other people, you can borrow a spare wheel off them, which is a bit tight, because then if they get a flat, then they're fucked, aren't they? Oh, look at that house, grand designs. Retorque the cylinder head, because it'll just give you so much peace of mind. What the Jesus. Last thing you want is like doubt in your mind when you're doing this, because it's something else that you're thinking about that's not the task in hand. You don't want to be thinking, is this engine going to make it? You need to know that it's going to make it. Or you're going to, you've given it your best possible effort to make it do what you want. So when I'm doing that, it's it's a bit of a bitch of a job. You've got to take the exhaust off, you've got to take the, undo your damper at the back, let the front end come down, get the cowling off, which is a shitty job. It can be awkward to do if you don't know how. Take the bump stop out of the back is a top tip for that, it gives you a bit more clearance, so you can get in to do that. Come on, Bobby. What else? Then I suppose other tips are the things that you need to be aware of. You need to have, well, apart from have the idea of how to fix these problems, you need to have spare cables on board. Clutch cable, which can also serve as a front brake cable, as I recall, I can't remember now. Gear change cables, 2 of. Throttle cable, in case that goes. You need spare trunnions for everything. Because whilst you've got them on now, if you're fixing it and you're dropping, it goes in grass or something, there's no real substitute for one of them trunnions. You know, you can try and wrap it round and stuff, but Jesus, it's going to be sketchy. But no, I mean, that's kind of all I could really tell you. I'm sure there's other tips and stuff, so if anyone has got any other advice, and people who are watching, you know, like you, Steel Weasel and you guys, kick back. You know, I'm sure you know exactly what you're doing from watching your vids. It was really good to see. No doubt know a lot more about it than I do, but this is just what I do, remember. I'm not saying this is the right way, I'm just saying this is my way. So sorry, but if anyone's got any other tips or any other advice and things that they do that I've missed or that might be advisable, then chime in, because it helps us all out. And you'll all know you'll never ever stop learning with Lambrettas. You never stop learning. There's always something new goes wrong. You think you've seen it all, and then just something absolutely incredible happens. You're like, well, no one could foresee that. But everything other than that, it's like I said, these are not just for when you're going on a rally. These are just every day. This is down to you. It's your safety, it's your maintenance, it's your scooter. So it's just basic common sense, really. It really is. I mean, you can take spare bulbs and stuff for you if you want. And that won't hurt. And what I've actually got is a one of those flashing red mountain bike lights. I've got that in toolbox. If it all goes tits up and I've got no lights at all, then I can just sort of hang that on the back and at least, you know, be able to sort of not get run over. Other common sense things are, if you smoke, take your fags with you, take a lighter with you, because that is bad. You might have all your fags and all lot, but no lighter, and you're like, bastard. Not that I advocate smoking. Yeah, make sure you've got your phone, make sure, I don't know, just everything like that. Mikey, alright mate, how's it going?